Hello everyone. Before we proceed with our next topic, nominal and effective interest rate, I just want to clarify something. I just want to correct something from our previous discussion. May mali dito sa pinagsasabi ko dito last time. So this one, wait lang. So in here about the concept of equivalence. So may mistake tayo dito last time. So ulitin lang natin i-discuss to. Consider a sum of 75,000 in the present at interest rate of 12% compounded annually. It can be equal to 105,370 years from now or three equal payments of 31,226 yearly. So we have mentioned previously that the concept of equivalent, so that this amount of money, 75,000, is economically equivalent siya dito sa 105,370 or 3 equal payments. Because if we solve this one, 75,000, and dadalhin natin in 3 years, magiging 105,370 siya. Let's draw the cash flow diagram. So consider that you have 75,000 at present, and you will pay that for 3 years. 1, 2, and 3. So, in 3 years, magiging 105,370 daw yan. 105,370. So, let's say kung magiging 105,370 siya using our equation for compound interest. So, that's 75,000 times 1 plus our interest is 12%. So, that would be 0.12 raised to, we will jump 3 times 1, 2, and 3. 36 ma. 112, 1.12 raised to 3. So that would be 75,000 times 1.12 raised to 3. So yan, equivalent sila ng this one. This is equivalent to 105,369 to 307. Kapag ito naman, kapag ibabalik natin siya in 3 years, equivalent din siya in this value, with this value, 75,000. So that would be 105,370. And we will jump back ng tatlong taon. So this one, 1, 2, and 3. So that would be 1.12 raised to negative 3 kasi bumalik tayo. So that is equivalent to 75,000. Or kapag equal payment naman daw, if we will have 31,226 equal payment, pareho lang siya na dapat 105,370. That would be 31,226. Etong tatlong to. 3 equal payment. So that would be, kapag ibabalik natin siya sa future, dapat, kapag ibabalik natin siya sa present, dapat equivalent to 75,000 siya. So that would be 31,226. Etong 31,000 natin dito sa dulo kasi 'di ba 3 equal payments na 3,000 daw. So from here, from the year 3, year 2, and year 1. So sa year 3 meron tayong 1.12 raised to, mag-jump back tayo ng 1, 2, and 3. So that would be negative 3. Plus sa year 2, nag-bayad ka ulit ng 31,226. So that would be 31,226 times 1, 2. So that would be 1.12 raised to negative 2. Plus, and the last year, nag-bayad ka ulit ng 31,226. So that would be 31,226 times 1.12 raised to negative 1. So that would be equivalent dapat siya ng 75,000. Let's see. 31,226 times approximately 75,000, 74,999.5. So this is 75,000. So this is the concept of equivalence. There, the economic value is the same, nagbabago lang siya ng amount, but then considering the interest, considering that it is compounded, kaya naging lumaki yung pera or naging ganito yung value pa ba, i-compound mo siya annually. So our next topic later on will be the pagbabayad mo yearly or pagbabayad mo annually. That will be our next topic later. Dito muna tayo sa nominal and effective interest rate. I forgot to mention about the nominal and effective interest rate. Last meeting, nagtanong sa akin si Bea last time about the quarterly, ganyan, semi-annually. So let's discuss this one briefly. Actually, this engineering economic na topic dito sa mathematics of finance natin, I check your CMO para alam ko sana kung i-discuss ko pa ba yung mga deferred annuity, ganyan. But upon checking your CMO for geodetic engineering, you will be having your what subject is this? Engineering economy subject. Second year. Tapos for Abe class naman, sa Abe class ko naman, they will be having it third year. So, hindi natin i-discuss lahat yung dito sa mathematics of finance na topic kasi you will be discussing that part. You will be discussing it deeper, in a deeper level kapag second year and third year na kayo. So, dito, mga basic lang muna tayo. So, let us discuss the nominal and effective interest rate. So, we have two types. So, we have the nominal interest rate. But before that, this one, etong 24,000 dyan, yung 24,000 compounded monthly is the same with 2% compound interest per month, and the same thing lang siya dito sa 26.82% exact interest annually. So this one, etong tinatanong sa akin ni Bea last time, kapag ang clue nyo dito, kapag meron niyang compounded monthly, kapag meron niyang word na compounded, meaning to say, yung given na percentage is nominal or yun yung annual, yun yung yearly na interest. Kasi 'di ba kapag if we will be having loan sa mga bank ganyan, usually ang ano kasi ang binibigay is yung nominal. So this one, kapag meron yung word na compounded, that is the nominal interest rate. Kapag naman meron yung word na month, na per pala, meron yung word na per, meaning to say you don't need to divide the given interest anymore. Halimbawa, sa binigay natin na problem, may ano doon na 12, I can remember, 12%. Kapag sinabing 12% compounded, let's say compounded quarterly, you will divide this one with 4. So that would be 0.12 divided by 4. So yun yung magiging interest niya. But then if the statement is like this, 12% compound interest per month or per quarter, ganyan, per quarter. Kapag ito yung given, you will not divide this 12% anymore kasi specified na siya na per quarter. Pero kapag ganyan, compounded quarterly, you will divide it with 4. So be careful with wordings sa mga problem nyo. And this one naman, 26.82% exact interest annually. So actually, sa mga bangko natin or sa mga advertisement ganyan, ang binibigay nila na interest rate is this 24%. Pero ang talagang interest niya, ang interest na to is ito talaga yung interest niya. Ito yung interest niya considering the inflation rate and everything. Pero etong tatlong to, pare-pareho lang sila na ibig sabihin. Magkakaiba lang ng compounding. So, yun na lang. So, when we say the nominal interest rate, it is the rate that is advertised. Yan. It is the rate that is advertised by banks, debt issuers, and investment firms for loans and various investment. It is the stated interest rate paid or earned to the lender or by investor. So, that is the nominal interest rate. So, sa mga problem din, ang usually na given sa atin is the nominal interest rate. When we say effective interest rate naman, this is the effective interest rate, the effective annual interest rate or annual equivalent rate or simple effective rate is the percentage of interest on a loan or financial product if compound interest accumulates over a year which no payments are made. So this is our equation for us to know kung ano yung effective interest rate ng loan natin or ng pera natin. So we will be using this equation later on. Okay, so let's try to solve for the last two problems dun sa activity niyo last time. So this one, I've checked your paper, so tama naman yung ginawa natin, pero we can have another way in solving that one by first converting para makita natin yung relationship ng nominal interest rate and ng effective interest rate. We will be using this one. So find the compound amount and interest on 17,450 for 4 years and 2 months at 4.5% compounded semi-annually. So for this one, this 4.5% here, this is the nominal interest. Ito yung nominal interest natin. But then take note na ang compounded daw natin is semi-annually. So you need to take note here na kapag sinabi is 4.5% compounded per semi-annual, so hindi mo na siya i-divide ng, 'di ba? When we say semi-annually kasi is 2 times semi. So 2 times ka magbabayad. But then ang sabi kasi dito sa atin is compounded semi-annually. So meron tayong compounded na word, so we will divide this 4.5 with 2. So that would be, kapag kukunin natin yung effective interest rate, so again, this is the nominal interest rate. If we will calculate for the effective interest rate, so that would be 1 plus our interest is 0.045 all over 2 raised to 2 minus 1. So our effective interest rate is 4.55%. 4.55% or 0.0455%. So this is the effective interest rate or effective annual interest. Ibig sabihin, ito yung yearly na interest natin. Kapag ito naman, etong nandito, 'di ba, yung ginamit natin yung ginamit niya sa pag-solve ng problem are I is equal to R over M. So in this case, that is 0.045 all over 2. So this one, ito yung effective semi-annual interest. Ito yung kapag semi-annual interest siya. Pero kapag yearly, ito yung annual interest natin. Ito yun. So using this one, para magamit natin to sa pag-solve natin ng problem, so that would be, using our equation, F is equal to P times 1 plus our annual interest is 0.0455 raised to 4 years and 2 months. So that is 4 times 12 is 48 plus 2 months is 50 months. So that would be 50 over 12. 50 over 12. So this is equal to 21,044.5. So the same thing lang dun sa pag-solve nyo ng this item. Tapos sinend nyo sa akin. Chinek ko, pareho lang naman tayo ng sagot. But pinakita ko lang kung ano yung relationship ng nominal interest rate natin and ng effective annual interest natin. So this one, naka-yearly na kasi siya, kaya hindi na natin siya times 2 dito. Naka-yearly na kasi agad-agad siya. Diba, sabi ko dapat mag-drive in yung eto natin, mag-drive in to with our what do you call this one? With our this one. Dapat pareho sila. So kapag yearly to, naka-yearly din yan. So kapag naka-semi-annual to, naka-semi-annual din yan. But in our case, dahil nga kinuha naman na natin yung effective interest rate, hindi na natin kailangang mag-multiply ng 2 dito. Tanggalin na natin yan. The same thing dito, again, gamitin natin yung concept ng effective interest rate. So this is compounded quarterly. So our effective interest rate here would be is equal to 1 plus 0.045 all over 4 raised to 4 minus 1. So our effective interest rate is equal to 0.0458 or 4.58%. So, ito yung interest natin annually or ito yung interest natin per year. So, again, gagamitin lang natin ulit yung formula natin for compound interest. F is equal to our present amount, which is 50,000 times 1 plus our yearly or effective interest rate, that is 0.0458 raised to 3 years and 2 months, that is 36 plus 2. 36 plus 2 is 38 all over 12. All over 12. So that is 57. 57,611.8 pesos. So this is how we solve compound interest using the effective interest rate. But then okay lang naman yung way ng pag-solve nyo before. Basta mag-drive in lang talaga this one and this one. So let's proceed sa discrete compounding. So when we say discrete compounding, it means that the interest is compounded at the end of each finite length period, such as a year. The future value is the value of sum of money after investing it for a given amount of time at a set interest rate. So we have the single payment compound factor. This is due at the end of the loan, and that payment includes all the compound interest. So it can be represented this way: the future amount given the present value. So, yan. So, kapag sinabi natin single payment compound factor, ito yun. This one. This is the single payment compound factor. This is the factor. So let's say if we are given 12% interest, if we are given 12% for 5 years. So, let's say 5 years. So, that would be F is equal to our present amount times 1 plus our interest is 12%. So, that would be 0.12 raised to our n is 5 years raised to 5. So, this is equal to P times 1.763. So, this is our factor. So, if we multiply the present amount with this factor, so makukuha natin yung future amount of money. Next is the single payment present worth factor. So, given the future value, given the future amount, we are to solve the present value using this factor, present worth factor. So, just substitute the interest and the number of compounding period here. Pero yun nga lang, negative siya. So, if you have observed dun sa ano natin kanina, if we will move backward, or if we will move our payment backward, so kapag pa-backward ka, diba, that would be negative. Raised to negative siya. Pag pupunta ka, pagbabalik ka ng present amount. That is why naka-negative itong part na to. Next, we also have, in mathematics of finance, we also have what we call annuity. So, an annuity is a series of payments made at equal intervals. So, ang annuity ay ginagamit natin, let's say, if we acquired a house. Tapos yung bahay na yun, yung bahay na kinuha mo is hulugan every month. So, kapag hulugan siya every month, ibig sabihin nagbabayad ka every month, and ang tawag sa payment na yun is annuity. It is a series of payments made at equal intervals. Example of annuities are regular deposits to a savings account, monthly home mortgage payments, so yan, monthly insurance payments, and pension payments. Annuities can be classified classified by frequency of payment dates. The payment deposits may be weekly, um, monthly, quarterly, yearly, or at any time, at any other regular interval of time. So we have under annuity, we have what we call the equal payment series compound amount factor. So if we are to calculate the future value using a series of payments using annuities, so this is our um, compound amount factor. And kapag gusto naman natin i-calculate yung present amount natin using the given annuity and this factor, so yan. So let's have some examples. You have a loan of 80,000. What series of equal payment is necessary to repay that loan in 3 years? So, ang sabi dyan, equal monthly payment. So, in calculating problems like this, I suggest na you try to illustrate the problem. You try to draw the cash flow diagram. So, let's first draw the cash flow diagram. So, ang sabi, you have a loan of 80,000. So, we have mentioned before na kapag palabas ang pera, kapag palabas ang pera, kapag maglalabas ka ng pera, pababa. Kapag magpapasok ka ng pera, pataas. So, in this example, since nag-loan ka, ikaw ang nag-loan, syempre papasok ang pera sa'yo. So, nag-loan ka daw ng 80,000. What series of equal monthly payment is necessary to repay that loan for 3 years? Take note that the given compounding period or the given period is in years, but then yung payment natin is monthly. That means na ang payment mo is 36 months. So that would be, we have okay, so para mas maayos ang ano natin, kapag payment, ibig sabihin, dapat pababa siya kasi maglalabas ka ng pera. Pero para mas maayos lang yung diagram natin, pataas na lang ha for the case of this example. Okay, so hanggang 3 years yan, hanggang 36 months. So, we are asked to calculate the amount of annuity or the payment na gagawin, na ibibigay natin every month. So, in calculating that, given tayo ng present. Given tayo ng present amount, so that would be, gagamitin lang natin yung present, this one. So, gagamitin lang natin ito. P is equal to A all over the interest times 1 plus I raised to n. But we are asked to calculate for this one. So, A is equal to plugging in the values, we have our initial amount or our principal amount is 80,000 times our interest is hindi ko nalagay dito ang interest natin. Ang interest natin is 1% per month. Okay, so 1% per month. So again, our interest rate, hindi na natin siya kailangan na i-divide ng this one, hindi na natin siya kailangan i-divide ng 12 kasi naka-per month na siya agad-agad. Let's say for example, ang given sana is 1% compounded monthly. Kapag ito ang given 1% compounded monthly, that would be 0.01 all over 12. But then, since naka-per month na siya agad, not necessarily na i-divide na natin siya, our interest 0.01 times 1.01 raised to 36 all over 1.01 raised to 36 minus 1. So this is equal to 2,657.14 pesos for the next 36 months. So, ito yung kailangan mong bayaran monthly para mabayaran mo tong loan mo na 80,000 pesos. Another example. What single amount at the end of the 5th year is equivalent to a uniform series of 75,000 per year for 8 years? So, the first thing that we must do is that we must illustrate the problem. We must draw the cash flow diagram. So, equal payment for 8 years daw. So, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, lahat ng to is 75,000. So, we are asked to calculate the single amount na babayaran natin dito sa 5th year. Kung ang gusto natin, kung isang beses, ang gusto natin is isang beses lang tayong magbabayad, and that is on the 5th year. So, ilan ang babayaran natin considering na ang equal payment natin is, supposedly is 75,000. So, there are two ways to calculate this one. Pwedeng, kukunin natin yung future value neto. Kukunin natin yung future value ng money natin hanggang sa 8th year, considering that we have an annuity of 75,000. So, we will be using, saan na yun? We will be using this formula, yung future natin. Future amount considering our annuity. So, first, kunin muna natin yung future amount natin. So, that would be F is equal to A times 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 all over I. So, ang magiging future value natin would be our annuity is 75,000 times, hindi ulit given ang compounding period, ay compound interest natin dito. So, our interest is 14% compounded annually. So that would be 1 plus the interest, it's 1.14 raised to 8 years minus 1 all over. Our interest is 0.14. So this is equal to 75,000 times this is equal to 992,457 pesos. Ito yung babayaran natin dito sa 8th year. But we are asked to determine the payment that we will give sa 5th year, dito sa 5th year natin. So, etong 992,457 natin, in this 8th year, ibabalik natin siya sa 5th year. So, that would be, ang F natin would be 992,457 times. Ibabalik natin siya, so that would be 1, 2, 3. But then, since we are moving, we are jumping backward, that would be 1.14 raised to negative 3. Since we are jumping backward, that is negative 3. So that would be 669,880.21 pesos. So this is the lump sum that, or the total amount that we will be paying on the 5th year. Okay, another method is that, okay, drawing ulit natin. Okay, so another method, we will jump from year 1 papunta sa year 5, year 2 papunta sa year 5, year 3 papunta sa year 5, year 4 papunta sa year 5. And the same thing dito, year 6 natin, babalik tayo sa year 5, 7 and 8 babalik sa year 5. So that would be, for our future value, sa year 1 natin, nagulog tayo ng 75,000. Mag-move tayo papunta sa year 5, so that would be, mag-jump tayo 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1.14 raised to 4 plus our year 2, nagulog ka ulit ng 75,000, so that would be 75,000 times 1, 2, 3 plus third year, 75,000 times 1.14 raised to 2 plus our year 4, 75,000 times 1.14 raised to 1 plus, dito naman tayo sa year 6. So, sa year 6, nag-divide ka ulit ng 75,000. We will be jumping backward once, so that would be 1. So, 1.14 raised to negative 1 plus year 7, 75,000 times 1 to 1.14 raised to negative 2 plus, for the last year, sa 8th year, nagbayad ka ulit ng 75,000 times 1.14 raised to 1, 2, 3. Raised to negative 3 plus, ano pa ang kulang natin? Dito sa 75,000, dito sa year 5, nagbayad pa rin tayo ng 75,000, pero hindi naman tayo nag-jump kahit saan. So, plus 75,000 na lang. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 payments. Yeah. So, the same thing, our future value here, our future value as at year 5 is 669,880 lang din. Pareho lang sila ng previous calculation natin. Next example, find the future worth after 3 years if you are investing 10,000 pesos per quarter at 12% compounded quarterly. So, nagbabayad ka ng 10,000 pesos per quarter, compounded quarterly. So, again, this is annuity pa rin kasi nagbabayad ka ng 10,000 equal payment. So, ang tinatanong sa atin is the future value. So, that would be, ang annuity natin is 10,000 pesos times our interest, 1 plus, that is 0.12 all over per quarter, compounded quarterly, so that would be all over 4, raised to 3 times 4 quarter, minus 1 all over 0.12 all over 4. So this is equal to 141,920.3. So guys, again, I'm reminding you, if this interest rate here, 12% compounded quarterly, kapag ang pagkaka-state niya is like this, 12% per quarter, you don't need to divide this 12 with 4 anymore. So, magiging, kapag gano'n ang statement, that would be 10,000 times 1.12 na agad. 1.12 raised to 12 minus 1 all over 0.12. Kapag ang statement is per quarter, pero dahil naka-compounded quarterly siya, dinivide natin siya by 4. Okay, so another case in solving for annuity, or yeah, in solving for annuity is kapag hindi nag-jive yung compounding natin with our payment. So in this example, what if you are paying 10,000 semi-annually at 12% compounded quarterly for 3 years? So in here, the compounding is more frequent than the payment. Ang compounding natin is quarterly, ang payment natin is semi-annually. So 4 times ang interest niya, ang compounding niya, but then the payment is twice a year lang. So in this case, we will solve it in a way na dapat pareho sila. If the payment is semi-annual, the compounding must be semi-annual too. So in this case, compounding is more frequent than the payment. So in problems like this, gagamitin natin yung formula ng effective interest rate para makuha natin yung annual na effective interest rate natin. So, let's try to solve this one. So, dito, i-convert muna natin etong given na interest rate natin quarterly into effective annual interest rate. So, that would be 1 plus I raised to m minus 1. So, this is 1 plus our interest is 12%, so that is 0.12. All over quarterly is 4 raised to 4 minus 1. So this is 12.55% annually. So, ito ang tinatawag natin na effective interest rate. Next is, we will calculate the nominal interest rate. Etong given na to, this is nominal interest rate. Pareho lang sila ng 12.55%, magkaiba lang sila ng way ng presentation or representation, magkaiba lang sila. Ito kasi is annually, ito is nominal, this is effective, and this is nominal. So, kukunin muna natin yung nominal natin. So, that would be 12.55 is equal to 1 plus x all over semi-annually all over 2 raised to 2 minus 1. So, using your calculator, shift solve. So, our x would be equal to 12.18. Now, eto na yung nominal interest natin, compounded semi-annually. Ito kasi, nominal interest compounded quarterly. This one is the nominal interest compounded semi-annually. So, dapat pareho sila. So, since nakuha na natin yung nominal interest natin semi-annually, pwede na tayong mag-proceed sa calculation natin. So, that would be F is equal to 10,000 times 1 plus our interest is 12.18 and semi-annually na to, all over 2 raised to 3 years times semi-annual minus 1 all over 12.18. So this is equal to 69,911.5. So in problems like this, the first thing that you will do is to calculate the effective annual interest rate. After calculating the effective annual interest rate, solve for the nominal interest rate using the frequency of the payment. So, in this case, ang frequency ng payment natin is semi-annual. So, kapag nakuha na natin yung nominal interest rate natin, yun ang gagamitin natin to calculate for the future amount of money. So, another example, this will be the last example. How about if the payment is more frequent than the compounding? So, in this case, mas frequent ang payment kasi per quarter, so 4 times ang payment, and yung compounding is 2 times only. So, the same thing with our previous example, pareho lang na dapat mag-drive yung payment natin and yung compounding natin. And in this case, dapat quarterly. So, again, the first step is to calculate the effective annual interest rate. So, that would be 1 plus our interest rate is 0.12 all over semi-annual is 2 raised to 2 minus 1. So, this is equal to 0.1236. So, this is 12.36 effective annual interest. And after calculating the effective annual interest, calculate for the nominal interest rate per quarterly. So that is 12.36. That is 0.1236 is equal to 1 plus x. Our nominal interest rate is unknown, all over per quarter. So that would be 4 minus 1. So our x now is equal to 11.83. So our x is 11.83. So this will be the interest rate that we will be using in calculating for the future amount. So that would be 10,000 times 1 plus 0.1183 all over quarter G. So this is 4 raised to 4 times 3 minus 1 all over 0.1183 all over 4. So this will be that is 141,578. So that is how we calculate. This is 141,570. So that's it for the calculation of discrete compounding. So by next meeting, more on conceptual topics na. We are done with calculations.